We now come to the urgent question. Belstride.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To ask the Chancellor of the Exchequer if she will make a statement on the growing pressure of borrowing costs on the public finances.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and Happy New Year to you. I'm always grateful to see members of the opposite party welcome me to the House. Look, financial markets are always evolving, as the Shadow Chancellor knows. So it is a long-standing convention that the government does not comment on specific financial market movements, and I will not be breaking that convention today. Financial market movements, including changes in government bond or gilt yields, which represent the government's borrowing costs, are determined by a wide range of international and domestic factors. It is normal for the price and yields of gilts to vary when there are wider movements in global financial markets, including in response to economic data. In recent months, moves in financial markets have been largely driven by data and global geopolitical events, which is to be expected as markets adjust to new information. UK gilt markets continue to function in an orderly way. Underlying demand for the UK's debt remains strong, with a generally well-diverse investor base. The Debt Management Office's gilt sales operations continue to see strong demand, with the latest auction held yesterday receiving 3 times as many bids as the amount on offer. The Chancellor has commissioned the Office of Budget Responsibility for an updated economic and fiscal forecast for the 26th of March, which will incorporate the latest data. Only the OBR's forecast can accurately predict the effect on the public finances of any changes in financial markets or the economy, and I will not preempt their forecast. There should be no doubt of the government's commitment to economic stability and sound public finances. This is why meeting the fiscal rules is non-negotiable. But can I end, Mr Speaker, by saying that I'm pleased the Right Honourable Gentleman is holding this government to account on our stewardship of the economy. It is important that he does so, because he will remember when his party crashed the economy with unfunded tax cuts, unrealistic public spending cuts, a clear disregard for the consequences for family finances, leaving families across the country still paying the price for their disastrous performance on the economy with higher mortgages and bills. If there was one clear reason why the Conservatives suffered such a historic defeat at the last general election, it was because of their performance on the economy. And presumably, Mr Speaker, that is why the Shadow Chancellor himself admitted in December that the lack of trust in the Conservative Party's management of the economy has left, and I quote, a deep and painful scar in the pockets of every person across Britain. And let me tell you what has changed. Let me tell you what has changed, Mr Speaker. This Labour government has, in the first 6 months, exposed the £22 billion black hole in the public finances. Not only have we exposed it, we have dealt with it, with the Chancellor's autumn budget, protecting working people, wiping the slate clean from the mess the Conservative Party left the country in, and investing in our NHS and our schools. We've given the Independent Office of Budget Responsibility enhanced powers of oversight in law, so that we will never get into the situation again where that lot left the country with a £22 billion black hole in the public finances. We have set tough new fiscal rules that are non-negotiable, with a budget settlement for public services that they must all live within. And we have kick-started growth in this country, the #1 mission of this government, by unlocking investment and bringing forward reforms, for example, in planning and the Mansion House speech. So might I say, Mr Speaker, to the Right Honourable Gentleman, that this is in stark contrast to the negligent, shameful horror of a circus performance that the Conservative Party unleashed on this country when they were in government a few years ago. And until he can come to this House with an apology for the British people, I will not take any lectures from the Conservative Party about how to run the economy.
Right, Shadow Chancellor of the Exchequer, Mel Strike.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. A slightly anxious and breathless performance, I think we've just seen. Which leads me to the question, where is the Chancellor? It is a bitter regret that at this difficult time of these serious issues, she herself is nowhere to be seen. Mr Speaker,